So today we're going to be doing my long-term review on the Steelseries Nova Pro Wireless. This is a really good headset that has a ton of features, and for $349 at full price, it better have a ton of features. But quite honestly, you may be disappointed with this thing in some areas and really pleased in others, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this review after I've had a lot of time to use this gaming headset. Now, one thing I want to say before we go into the nitty-gritty, this headset does feature noise cancellation as well, and I'm going to aim this next comment at both SteelSeries and Turtle Beach because on their highest end gaming headsets, they only included one set of pads in the box for your headset, and it's the leather ear pads, and these bad boys get really steamy when you're gaming. If your room is a little warm or you live in a warmer climate, fortunately right now it's wintertime for me, spring is around the corner, but using those leatherette pads right now are not that bad. But in the warmer months that we're heading into, it is really steamy, and I honestly hate using them. If they just put two sets of pads in the box and said, hey, if you use the cloth pads, you will have compromised noise cancellation performance, I think myself and I'm sure many other gamers would greatly appreciate having the option included with your very expensive gaming headset in the box to either swap those pads from the leather to cloth and getting compromised noise cancellation performance, but having a lot more comfortable gaming sessions that you're not, wiping off sweat every few minutes. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that, and other brands are doing it as well. Logitech actually just did it on one of their recent releases, included two pads in the box. Granted, I don't think that gaming headset had the noise cancellation feature, but it's nice to be able to have more than one set of pad options in the box, and I'm sure that your customers will appreciate it. Now, there are wicked cushions on this Turtle Beach Nova Pro Wireless, and they feel and work absolutely fantastic. I don't get any compromised noise cancellation performance, and they actually have active cooling gel inside of the ear pads as well. And the part that contacts your ear is actually a really nice and comfortable cloth material. So you get really cool designs. They have a ton of them that you can choose from. And the ear pads themselves are very inexpensive. They're about $30-ish, and I think that $30 is definitely well spent. Unfortunately, on your very expensive gaming headset, you do have to buy some other pads to make them the most comfortable that they can possibly be. With that being said, these wicked cushions are an absolutely fantastic option for the price. I will have a link in the description below if you guys want to check out wicked cushions for yourself. But outside of just the functionality of the wicked cushions, the design is absolutely fantastic, and I've had these for a few months as well. No signs of wear at all. And if you guys are in the market or happen to have a Turtle Beach Stealth Pro Wireless, they also have wicked cushions for the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro Wireless as well, and they fit absolutely fantastically. The Stealth Pro Wireless had the same problem that the Nova Pro Wireless had for me, is that the ear pads were just too hot to use in the summertime especially. So I'm glad that Wicked Cushions has our back. Not sponsored, but I did want to give them a quick shout out because their products are absolutely amazing. Speaking of amazing products, let's get back to talking about the Nova Pro Wireless, and I have the mint colored booster pack on there as well. It's $35 to swap out the tags on the left and right sides of the ear cups, and they're magnetic. And then you also have a matching band as well, and I just think it looks really cool. Another way to personalize your SteelSeries headset. Here are the stock ear pads and tags that were on the headset initially before I swapped them out. Kind of boring, monotone, whatnot, but if you want yours to look a little bit cooler, go ahead and grab yourself some of those. In terms of the adjustments, nice swivel functionality as well as height adjustability, and then you do also have this band that's pretty stretchy and very comfortable as well on your head. And then you will notice various microphones around the headset to give you that noise cancellation performance. So more or less, when you turn that on, it will just keep you a bit more immersed in the game by canceling out other things that you've got going around in your background. So if you live in a very busy household, that feature may be worth turning on to use. Now, these do also feature dual mode Bluetooth as well, so you can have this connected to your PC or game console, and then have the headset connected to your phone. And if you get a phone call, you can set it up so that your phone call will actually drop the volume of your game, and you won't have to interrupt your gameplay to take the phone call, which is a fantastic feature. And I'm glad that this has true dual mode Bluetooth connectivity. Continuing the tour around the headset, power button, mic mute switch, volume dial, the retractable and hideable microphone that, you know, looks pretty cool for a gaming headset, I suppose. 3.5mm jack, and then on the other side, your Bluetooth pairing button. Popping off the tag on the left side shows the USB-C charging port, but honestly, you will hardly ever use this for charging because on the right side of the headset, you have your swappable battery, and you have 2 batteries inside of the box, and you will be able to hot swap the battery. So when this one says battery low, there is another battery inside the side of the dock that is always there charging, ready for you at 100%, and now you have unlimited battery life. So one of the best parts about the Nova Pro Wireless is that feature, and that's a fantastic thing to have, so you have a truly wireless gaming experience that you never have to plug in if you don't want to. Now this is the base station with an OLED screen, so you have your volume adjustments that you can do here, a back button for your controls, and then you can press and hold to get into the menus, audio options. So you got your equalizer, your gain, active noise cancellation options, side tone, and mic volume that you can configure all on the base station without the need for downloading software on your computer. But you will still want to download the Steelseries GG software to download your updates for both the base station and the headset. For equalizer, I typically use it on the presets, and I usually use focus or smiley depending on what I'm doing. Typically smiley if I'm like listening to music or consuming media, and then I go to focus if I'm playing an FPS game. But smiley also works well for driving games too, because pretty much all I really play is like FPS games and Forza here and there, and then you know, your occasional story game and whatnot, but not too often. But it's nice that after the most recent software updates, they've added pretty much all of the equalizers into the base station itself, so your need for Steelseries sonar is honestly very far and few in between. Just want to check for updates maybe every few months. As far as your active noise cancellation, you can have this set up so that if you got a lot of stuff going on in your background, the active noise cancellation is going to keep you immersed in your game or media, whatever you're consuming. And then you have transparency mode as well, and you can actually configure the transparency level of how much of the outside world that you want to hear while you're gaming. This thing is really impressive. Again, it's very comfortable, and I actually have a few notes that I want to mention to you guys specifically before you make your purchasing decision. So when it comes to listening to music and consuming media, I would say the SteelSeries Nova Pro Wireless ranks at #1 in my current top 3 lineup of gaming headsets. 2 of them are SteelSeries and 1 of them is Turtle Beach. #1 for media consumption, hands down, without a doubt, goes to the Nova Pro Wireless. #2 would be the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro Wireless. That one also has a similar set of features, but it does fall short of the Nova Pro Wireless when it comes to the sound quality and the richness that the Nova Pro Wireless delivers. My third place option for media consumption is going to be the Nova 7 from SteelSeries as well. The Nova 7 does not have as much emphasis on the lower end and the immersion that the Nova Pro Wireless does, so that one still sounds pretty good in terms of an accuracy sense, but it just can't really directly compete in terms of the overall audio quality because it's a lower end product. Now, as far as gaming positional audio, I would actually put the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro Wireless at the #1 spot, because the Stealth Pro Wireless does have super clear positional audio that I really don't think the Turtle Beach headsets at the moment can stack up to the same level, just because Turtle Beach is using some like software enhancements with that superhuman hearing. And when it comes to finding footsteps the absolute quickest, feeling like you have that 360 audio all around you to hear exactly where your enemies are, the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro Wireless just kind of does it the best. #2 would actually be the Nova 7, because of the more flat sounding sound profile and tuning done on those drivers. The Nova 7 for me is a lot more distraction free than the Nova Pro Wireless. And I've tried a lot of the EQ modes on the Nova Pro Wireless, and every time I get back to the Nova 7, I just appreciate how simple and clean that headset sounds without being overly muddy but it does compromise when it comes to media consumption because it just sounds so much more flat. The gaming positional audio is going to be obviously the most important in competitive titles, but in terms of like playing story games and whatnot, the Nova Pro wireless wins again when it comes to gaming immersion. The noise cancellation performance is really good. It sounds a lot more natural than the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro wireless does. And honestly speaking, the Nova 7 does not have that noise cancellation, and with that flatter sound profile, it just can't compete with the immersion level that you get on the Nova Pro wireless. I also think the microphone sounds pretty good on the Nova Pro wireless as well. I would say that this is my favorite out of the three, but the Turtle Beach mic and the Nova 7 mic are pretty good as well, so I wouldn't really be too bothered about the mic on any of those three gaming headsets. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys on the Nova Pro wireless. This thing is an absolute banger of a gaming headset. My long-term review has been honestly nothing but great, especially after I got these Wicked cushions to just make using them a lot more comfortable. If I had to rank it out of 10, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I wish the positional audio was a little bit better and there was a way for me to get a little bit more of that Nova 7 sound out of this headset without completely trying to ruin it with EQ. Because the thing is, when you set the EQ to be the same, it still has a little bit more immersiveness than that Nova 7 does. So if you enjoy maximum clarity, I say go with the Nova 7. If you want a pretty balanced headset, I say go with the Nova Pro wireless. If you only play competitive FPS games and you don't care how your media sounds nearly as much, I would say like the media consumption experience on these is a solid 15% better than the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro wireless. So if you do a lot of multimedia and you play a lot of story games, the Nova Pro wireless is where you want to be. If you are looking to spend less money, the Nova 7 wireless, especially the Xbox version, that is a very versatile headset for sometimes on sale about half the cost. I do feel confident still recommending the Nova 7 over this if you are more budget conscious.